Welcome to this episode of the Maximus Podcast with your hosts, Joe Sabula and Bobby Maximus. And today we want to address frauds, liars, posers, charlatans, clickbait, just blanket fakery in the fitness industry, Joe.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about most of the people we work with on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, can I say that? I mean, it's funny that we're in the fitness industry. I mean, at least that's what I consider my main job. People ask me what I do. I don't know whether I'm a trainer, an entrepreneur, a management consultant, like the CEO of my own business. I don't know where I fall, but I know I'm in the fitness industry. The sad thing about that is I despise the fitness industry.
I'm the same. It. I'm the same way. And I know when you and I first started hanging out, it was kind of like the hip thing to hate on social media, to hate on the industry at large. And we always kind of thought that was sort of just stupid. Like, you're part of the industry. Like, you have to kind of embrace it a little bit. But crepes, the more you get into it, the more successful you get at it. Like, the easier it is to despise what most people are doing. It's ridiculous. It's fakery at its absolute worst.
Yeah, I want to add a clarification though, because I feel like you misspoke. Social media is not the issue.
No.
Magazines aren't the issue. Infomercials aren't the issue. And I guess I'm just, dating myself a little bit, because there was a time in my life where the only way you could get fitness information was through magazines or books.
Yeah.
And then it was infomercials. Like back in the day, it was Tony Little.
Yeah.
For those, the Abdominizer, the Gazelle, there's all kinds of commercials on. There's the Total Body Gym with Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley. There was all these commercials that were infomercials.
Yeah.
And then the internet, I guess, came along, if you will. And then apps came along, and then it just got all pushed to social media. I actually can't remember the last time I saw a fitness infomercial on TV. Like, it's almost like they disappeared. It's almost completely online. But regardless, the issue isn't, I think, the medium. The issue is the message being delivered, and the message hasn't changed. It's take a magic pill, 3 easy payments of $9.99.
Yeah.
Look for a shortcut. This isn't hard. It's easy. Anyone can do it. Anyone can have it. The faster, the better. The message drives me crazy.
So it's really like the marketing efforts behind what people are doing. Because I do think that there are some good products out there. And I know a great number of phenomenal coaches who are trying to compete in this field, who are trying to find the right clients. And I always say I come from a place of abundance. There are billions of people on this planet. And of those billions of people, most of them could benefit from better physical training, from taking better care of their health, from learning how to train, how to be competitive in a sport, you name it. All right. So there's no shortage. It's not like we're fighting over a very limited number of people who are willing to improve themselves. I think it's human nature. The issue comes down to those marketing tactics and like the sleazy little things that people use to try to rise above. And it's almost, I don't know if it's cheating. I wouldn't say it's like cheating in the field, but it's not true. It's not helpful. It continues to feed a lie, and it makes the honest people, the people who are actually trying to do a good job, look weak, look incompetent, because they're not sharing that same message.
Well, you have to sell things a certain way. So I can't tell you that I'm going to get you more fit. That doesn't work. It's not powerful enough.
Yeah.
I have to tell you I'm going to get you shredded. You know what I mean? I can't tell you that I'm going to slightly increase your testosterone and make you feel better. What I have to say is I'm going to have you out there fucking girls like you're a horny teenager. Yeah. Like, that's what sells. No one's going to take the little bit, the scientific explanation. It's all what I call shock and awe tactics.
Yeah, and it's feeding. I was gonna say it's also feeding egos of like, I knew it wasn't something I was doing wrong. I knew that I was alpha male all along, and I have a medical condition, and if I take these special pills, all of a sudden I don't have it anymore, and I can just act like an asshole and be okay with that.
Well, Joe, think about when you go into I mean, I guess there's no supplement stores anymore. There were at one point. Like there was a GNC and a vitamin shop on every corner.
Yeah.
Now you don't see them that much. Like if you want supplements, you order them through the mail. But regardless, the marketing's the same.
Yeah.
When you used to walk into the store and grab stuff and look at it, or you order it online, something that says, this is going to give you a bit of a boost is not going to sell to anybody.
No, there are two images on the cover of a protein. It's either a bodybuilder with giant traps and chains around his neck and veins bulging out of his head, or it's a guy in a football helmet getting ready to throw a ball. That's it.
Yeah.
It's one of those two.
That'll do it too.
Yep.
But then it's seeded with phrases, not this is going to help you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's roadmap vascularity, skin tearing muscle pumps, mind numbing, earth shattering. I remember there was one back in the day, Joe, it was a pre-workout called Armageddon that you could take.
I love it already.
It was a picture on the label of an asteroid destroying the Earth. That's what it said. Skin tearing muscle pumps, mind numbing. Like, oh my God, what? But that's the thing that people want to buy because they want the shiniest lure. I mean, I was even just watching, I watch my sports shows every afternoon. And there's that, and I can't even tell you it's Nugenics. That's what it's called with Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, this guy, he's not feeling as good as he could. And so they kind of corner him and they talk him into buying this testosterone stuff. And they got to wink at his girlfriend and say, she love it too. Listen, Frank, if you're listening to this, I love you. You're one of my favorite baseball players ever. If you wink at my wife and say she will love it too, I will fucking fight you. Like but it's like, this is what sells. You need sports stars, you need comedy, you need marketing. And the truth, Joe, I'm sure the product works all right, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I don't think anybody's like, I have a hard time imagining anybody who's trying to get into the supplement industry is going to knowingly make something that doesn't have an effect.
You know what works better? 8 hours sleep, but I can't sell that.
No.
Drinking more water, but I can't sell that. Getting a little more vitamin D by hanging out in the sun. Can't really sell that. So now I'm going to make this product and I'm going to market the hell out of it. And I'm just going to try to get you to take it.
Well, and I don't want to spend a lot of money to make a really viable product. I don't want to make it cheap. So people want protein. So I just grab the cheapest protein on the market. I throw it into a powder form with some tasty concoction of chemicals to make it palatable. And then, throw your bikini laden women on the cover with a picture of the earth exploding, and boom, you've got a product. Now, does that protein help? Probably doesn't hurt, but like, it's probably not the best protein. It's probably not the right formulation because that would take money and effort and time, but it's probably not rat poison either, because that isn't going to sell.
No, but then we're talking about supplements.
Yeah.
Then let's actually talk about fitness, like working out.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to know how to get fit, Joe? You wake up, do a max set of push-ups, do a max set of sit-ups, and then go for a 1.5 mile run.
Mm-hmm.
If you did that every day, if you're listening to this, if that was your only workout program you did, you would be one fit motherfucker. Let me tell you. If you literally did max push-ups, max sit-ups, and ran 1.5 miles as fast as you could. You might be slow as fuck day one. You did that for 300 days in a row, Joe. By day 300, you would do a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups. You'd be fast.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's a pretty simple program that I can't sell you.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing every day. It's the same distance. It's movements you know how to do. You don't need a trainer. You don't need a special piece of gear.
So really what I'm hearing is if you want to sell a program, if you want to sell a product, the first thing you have to do is you have to convince people, A, that they need it. It's not something they can do on their own. And then B, that you're the only one who has the answer.
Well, and the stuff that they've been doing, the old-fashioned hard work, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't be, you can't run, you can't do push-ups, you can't do stuff. You need me.
Mm-hmm.
But not only do you need me, you need my special thing, my special gimmick, my special gizmo. I mean, back in the day, it was the abdominizer by Tony Little.
Yep.
It's this little device you used to put on your legs that would keep your, basically legs bent at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And then you do some crunches, you do some sit-ups, I don't know if this thing actually did anything, Joe.
Yeah.
Like apart from, because I've trained a lot of people and no one I've ever trained has a hard time bending their legs.
Mm-hmm.
So you put this device on, and then you'd run through the little videotape, and that would somehow, give you the abs of your dreams, but you need the device, right? And then what happens is that company, once they've sold enough of these devices or these pieces of equipment, it all of a sudden stops working. And then they have a new piece of equipment for you to buy.
Yeah.
Or a new program, which is basically the same program, just packaged a little different, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all manipulation and fraud to me. When the answer is move around for an hour every day, sleep 8 hours a night, and don't eat processed food. Like, it's that simple.
Let's walk through the process, Bobby. You and I, we're competing in the industry, and we know that people want abs. All right, fine. I come up with the 12-minute ab video. So what do? You come up with the 10-minute ab video. So then I got to come up with the 8-minute ab. It just goes on.
Or I got to invent some stupid movement that doesn't work as well as a classic sit-up.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to convince you that it does, because everyone's done a sit-up. And here's what really happens to people. And this is why this stuff works. You're a 40-year-old man. You're out of shape. You're out of shape because you've let yourself go. You haven't valued your boundaries. You haven't valued self-love. But you're incapable of looking in the mirror and blaming the real culprit, which is you. So it's got to be, well, it can't be. Let me word that a different way. It can't be you. It's got to be the sit-up, because you know how to do a sit-up. You follow what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah.
It's got to be that you don't know the answer. There's some secret that somebody's withholding from you.
Yep.
So
it's the secret of Hollywood trainers everywhere, right?
I've done lots of sit-ups. That's why. I mean, obviously the sit-up doesn't work. No, the sit-up works fine. What's not working for you is you ate 4 fucking bags of Cool Ranch Doritos on Saturday.
Well, let's talk about, like, the perception is that in order to get in shape, you have to go to the gym and you have to sweat hard every day. You have to suffer. You have to suffer. And then it doesn't matter what you do outside the gym. As long as you go to the gym for that 30-minute workout or that 45-minute workout or that hour workout every single day, nothing else matters. And the reality is that's not true. Everything else matters. That the hour of your day is what, like 4% of your day? It's not that much. So like the other 96% of your day matters a whole lot.
Absolutely.
If you're going to ignore that and stuff, like you said, 6 bags of chips down your gullet every night, the sit-ups ain't going to matter. Yeah, you can be, look at guys like sumo wrestlers, right? These dudes are some fit dudes. They are some big, strong, muscular dudes, and they can hustle. They also pack on all kinds of extra weight. So you can be in really good shape and not look it.
Yeah.
Because you're just carrying around a ton of extra weight. And if you're like, you know what, I want to see my abs, it isn't that you need to work more. It's that you have to, like, dial in all that other stuff. You got to get better sleep. You got to get, like you said, you have to set stronger boundaries in your life so that you can do these things.
But actually, you should rephrase that. No one wants to work more, because the entire fitness industry is designed to getting you to work less.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which is the opposite of anything in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make more money, you got to work more. You got to work harder. You want your marriage to be better, you got to put more effort into it. But the fitness industry would have you believe that you can get fit in 10 minutes a week.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I've heard that. The problem is you're doing too much, Bobby Maximus. That's the problem. That's why you're not seeing results.
You got to do less. You got to save time. They got to make it palatable for people, because people just don't want to do the work. And then if you get into the actual advertising of it, Joe, don't even get me started there. Between lighting, filters, cameras, special lenses, like, you can make yourself aftermarket apps.
Yeah.
Like Snapseed, we've talked about, where you can digitally alter photos. And I'm not even talking photoshopping.
Yeah.
I'm just talking
just slight tweak.
Lighting a filter over something.
Yeah.
Just a slight tweak. And I will tell you this. I always say you can't I want to word this a very particular way. I'm trying to think of a funny way to do it, but I'll just say it. If you're fat, you can't make yourself look fit without blatantly photoshopping things. Like there's no filter you can put over yourself to make yourself look great.
Mm-hmm.
So the best filter is fitness. But when you're kind of fit already, filters can make a huge difference, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I consider myself a fit person. I had a DEXA scan recently done. I'm 11.8% body fat on a DEXA.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, how that correlates to an in-body or a bod pod, like I'm walking around at 7% on those things.
Yeah.
I'm a really fit looking person. Despite that, there are mirrors in my house where I look not the greatest.
Yeah.
Mirrors I don't like in my house. It's front light. I'm blowing out. It just doesn't look great. There are other mirrors in my house where I look like God.
Mm-hmm.
So depending what I want to post or how I'm feeling that day, I go to the particular mirror.
Yeah.
Outside in my backyard, depending where the sun is, there's spots of the yard I look great, spots of the yard I don't look great. So even what I then post is contrived in a way.
Yeah.
I'm not showing you me from every angle.
Yeah.
I'm not showing you me in every, condition, in every set of light, I'm not showing you me after I just ate a big meal. I'm going to show you the picture of me when I woke up. I'm a little dehydrated and I'm at my leanest because I haven't eaten any food.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even stand a different way.
Yeah.
Like
well, I mean, look at bodybuilding, like how important is posing, right? And understanding, like you got judges down there you're trying to impress. I don't care about the rest of the arena. I don't care about the other competitors on stage. That's the guy over there I got to impress. So how you stand and how you flex and how you hold is really important. And if you think that doesn't carry over to your Instagram posts, think again.
There are girls that have this down to a science.
Oh, heck yeah.
The shorts they wear, those pants they wear in the back with like the scrunchy pattern that makes every girl's ass look good. And then even how you kind of tilt your leg or angle off, like you go from having absolutely no ass to having the best booty anyone's ever seen simply by changing your shorts and standing a different way.
Yeah.
Or adjusting the camera angle. And I'm not suggesting everyone out there is a fraud, but the package that you put together on your Instagram or through your marketing, it starts to get pretty fraudulent, Joe.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, imagine hiring or buying into a program. Somebody famous, somebody who's just like jacked city, and they have this program and you're there and you're like, maybe I'm going to take this even further. You relocate, you join their gym and you train with this person all the time. You quit your job. All you do is you follow the exact training program of this other celebrity. And the whole time you're eating what they eat, you're doing what they do. But when the day's done, they're going home and they're shooting up on some, magic supplement, but they're not telling you about that. Are you going to get the same result? Probably not.
So you added another whole layer to this, Joe.
But this is a piece of it. And I've swung this pendulum hard on purpose, because if that piece isn't part of the package you're buying, then they're lying about the package.
So here I am. I'm just talking about shorts and posing. And now you're talking about steroids. But not only steroids, Joe, what about Botox?
Mm-hmm.
What about filler?
Yeah.
What about cool sculpting, which I don't even know what it is, but I see it. There's a billboard by my house.
Is that the one where you freeze the fat off or something?
I think so. And I think it works. I'm not sure. But what about all this aftermarket stuff people can get? Breast implants.
We should go do the fat freezing. Let's do it. You and me.
If you're a guy, you skip leg day, or you're genetically cursed with skinny calves, that they have an implant for you?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm not just looking out for, because I'm kind of smart. Like I know that when a person's putting a professional photo up all the time, or I know they've got a filter over it, like I can kind of see through that. But now I've got to look at people and kind of determine whether or not they've had Botox, or whether or not they've had work done, or whether or not they have implants, or whether or not they have a special that I don't have.
On one level, you see the commercial, you see the picture of the Big Mac, and that's what you want. And then you go to McDonald's and they give you this like little ratty flat, like doesn't look anything like on the commercial. Like, how do you feel?
So, there's a whole science to that.
Oh yeah, there is. I know
that whatever they're on the commercial, it's a completely different product. It's not what you're buying.
It's not even food most of the time. Yeah.
Like they jazz it up. And we haven't even mentioned when it comes to fitness. This is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. There's a lot of snowflakes out there who believe they can be anything they want to be and the world is fair and everything's rainbows and unicorns and all this other shit. We haven't even talked about genetics, because
genetics is real.
Genetics is real and it's huge. Like, you want to look something up, look up kids dunking. Like, there's kids in grade 5 or 5th grade, however you say it, but 11-year-olds and 10-year-olds that can dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
And there's grown-ass men out here that will never dunk a basketball. There is a genetic component to physicality.
Yeah.
And I know the guy who lives off Snickers bars, drinks Coke, and doesn't work out, and has shredded shoulders, 6-pack abs, like capped pecs. It's insane.
Yeah.
That happens. But is someone going to tell you that on their Insta? Yeah, I never work out. This is just how I look. It's genetic. Yeah.
No. I want you to buy my program that involves eating Snickers and drinking 2 liters of Coke every day.
Now when you're trying to buy into this stuff, and one more thing, people's personal biases. So there's this diet, and I can't remember what it's called right now. But it was going through the powerlifting world. And what you do is you fast in the morning. So you wake up and you don't eat. And then you go work out. And then the 2 hours after you work out, you're allowed to eat the nastiest, dirtiest, most garbage sugar that you can find. In fact, the dirtier the sugar, the better, Joe. So you're supposed to eat Oreo cookies, ice cream, like all this kind of stuff. Apparently it works. No, you have a person that just really loves eating Oreo cookies and is now justifying it.
Yeah.
Is that really the diet for you? And is this person putting this out because there's science, but you can always find some science to support your point of view.
Or at least to make it sound viable, which is enough for some people. Because if I'm in the market, I'm looking to purchase fitness. I would like one fitness, please. And you tell me that I can get everything I want out of fitness and also eat unlimited numbers of Oreo cookies. You got my attention.
Absolutely. I'm making it easy. But back to the science thing, Joe. When I wrote my book, Maximus Body, I like the idea of eating real food.
Yeah.
So if I want you to eat real food and not take a lot of supplements, I am going to get the scientific study that vitamin C inhibits the biogenesis of ATP at a microcellular level. That's the study that I'm going to use to say, no, don't take supplements. This is what we're going to do. On the other hand, if I'm the supplement guy and I want to sell supplements in my book, I'm going to get you the study that says supplement, the vitamin D helps your immunity. That it's antioxidant, that it helps muscular growth. Like, you can find both studies and you can put whatever you want in your book. So you're essentially coming up with your theory and then going and finding the study to prove your theory, as opposed to doing it the opposite way, looking at all the studies and then making a decision.
Right.
So you can't even trust the science anymore. And by the way, your science might be funded by a company with a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. It's a marketing trick, is to make it sound sciencey, to make it sound like a dude in a lab came up with this, and this is the answer.
So
because
for a
science
while,
can't be wrong, right?
For a while, there's some science out there that said chocolate milk was the ultimate recovery drink. 75% carbohydrate, 25% protein. And there's something about replacing your muscle glycogen and protein, the window after the workout, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, this is like, God made this for you to recover with after the workout. There's a bunch of scientific studies that prove this. Oddly enough, do you know who funded those studies, Joe?
Let me guess. It was like the Dairy Council.
The dairy industry. So the Dairy Council of the dairy industry is funding the study that says chocolate milk is perfect. Just at face value, that doesn't sound a little odd to you? What's the saying? They used it in a show I was watching last night. Something's foul in the state of Denmark. For anyone educated, you'll understand what that means. But at face value, Joe, that seems like a conflict to me.
Yeah. Well, it seems like I would want to see that research kind of a thing. I want to see some of that data, like be able to dive into that a little bit.
The wine company is going to tell you that red wine is filled with phytonutrients.
Yeah, it's good for you. One glass of red wine
heart healthy.
Night.
Have a glass a day. Yep. The people that don't like booze are going to get all the studies that say alcohol tanks your testosterone, your human growth hormone. It inhibits your sleep. Like, I don't know which one's more valid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you, but I can find the thing. So I think the thing that we're trying to get over the finish line today is that you've got to look into what you're doing and look at every ad you see and every picture you see and every fucking poser you see in the fitness industry. Look at them with a more discriminate eye.
Well, I'm gonna do this different. I'm gonna look at you, listening to this podcast, watching on YouTube, what have you. You're smarter than this. You're smarter than the people that are trying to market to you, and you deserve better. Demand it.
Is this person putting up unfiltered pictures every so often?
Mm-hmm.
Is this person showing themselves? And that's one reason why, Joe, because I try to be authentic. I just did a post about this a few days ago. I put myself in literally every mirror in my house and posted it on my Instagram. Here are 4 different sets of lighting, 4 different mirrors, 4 different pictures. No, this is actually who I really am. Look for people that do that, not that just put up the professional photo.
Mm-hmm. Or honestly, like if you see somebody on the street, this is always interesting. If you ever meet like a really established bodybuilder in street clothes, like they don't look like a giant bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll pick on him a little bit. I met Branch Warren once at a big FitCon thing. And he's the dude who's on the cover of like the gnarliest creatine supplements that you see. The dude is on stage, an animal, but like just in a t-shirt hanging out. I mean, he looks fit. He doesn't look like a fat guy. He doesn't look like a normal person, but he doesn't look like outstanding at all. But if that dude takes his shirt off, you're going to know. You know what I mean? And so like there's that too of like if you see the Hollywood actor in the movie who looks like just shred city, and then you see the picture of him at the beach 2 weeks later, and he's got a big old dad bod going on, and he's like holding a beer and a brat. Yeah.
But the same thing happens with all this, right? Like your face.
Mm-hmm.
I had to say my face because there are people that listen to this and don't watch the video. But people look beautiful on screen, on camera, with a certain lens, Photoshop and finishing and post-production.
That's a science.
But then you see them in real life and they are wrinkled AF. I mean, even in the movies, there's that science now where, what was the movie? It was a recent mob kind of movie. And I think it was with De Niro and Al Pacino, and they had them play themselves, but like 30 years in the past. Do you know what I'm talking about? And they digitally altered their faces to make them look.
Well, that's like the big thing now, right? Like they did that in a bunch of Star Wars movies. They try to make actors look young again, like they did in the original.
Young again, you can make them look old again. So all we're asking is, if you're looking at fitness influencers, is this person posting everything they eat?
Mm-hmm.
Are they posting everything they do? Are they posting the entirety of the program? Are they honest with you? Are they telling you the truth? Are they posting themselves constantly in a positive light because that's what they want you to see?
Are they responding to your questions? Are they responding when you type in and you're like, hey, what about this? What about that? Like, are they open and honest? Are they trying to sell you something?
Well, the reality, Joe, and we can end the podcast with this. The secret to fitness is get enough sleep, don't eat processed food, and work hard every day.
Mm-hmm.
Anything apart from that is probably a lie. It's probably fraud. It's probably too good to be true, or probably designed not to get you more fit. It's designed to sell you something. The fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I'm not going to say there are no shortcuts. What I'm going to say is stop looking for them.
Yeah.
Because you waste more time looking for shortcuts and looking for an easy path. You could have gotten a lot of work done.
A lot of work done. I always say, like, if you spent as much time doing it as you did looking for it, you'd be the fittest person on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that simple, but it sucks to be in an industry like this, Joe.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's frustrating.
Everything is a lie. Everything is come on. And it's why the FTC cracks down on these people a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's why you can't boost fitness related posts on Instagram or on Facebook or on anything.
Oh, and part of me gets upset by that because it cuts my throat. But part of me is kind of like, no, people need this as a safeguard.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of negative stuff out there.
Yeah.
It is what it is, Joe.
It's one gross. It's
one
dirty.
day, you and I will want to be rich and we'll just start lying to people.
Sure.
We'll come up with like some type of rope you shake and it magically makes it. Wait, we already had a battle rope. I'm a little late to the party, but we'll come up with some. Maybe we should make. I remember you were talking about this. We should light battle ropes on fire.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Then we did a video of that with barbed wire too. It was awesome.
And that's the thing that I'm missing.
I'm gonna go back. I think we should go do that fat freezing thing. Let's just see what it's all about. Let's do an expose.
Ridiculous. Like I can't. I mean, listen. If you want to get fit, just do the work. Stop trying to cheat it. All right, that's our episode of the Maximus Podcast. Listen up. Did you notice that we didn't give you one code? We didn't lie to you. We didn't make you click on a bunch of stuff. I mean, we don't even put end cards on these videos. We don't, none of that. We're not asking you for anything, but we put a lot of work into our craft, if you will. The only thing we're asking you to do is just share this with somebody that could hear this message. And Joe, I think we give good messages. We try to tell
people. I think so. I wouldn't
be
out here if I thought it was
all the answers, and I don't think we're right all the time, but at least we're fucking honest.
I mean, we're trying.
Yeah, we're trying. So if you could share this, that's how you pay for this podcast. Till the next episode.